Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I think focusing on those nuances after I failed something, after I failed a business or failed to make the amount of money I wanted to make or whatever was a reason instead of looking at where I can improve. Oh, well, I still need practice. Oh, I still need this, but not really understanding or seeing where I failed exactly.
Okay. Yeah, because you have two choices when you fail at making money. Choice one is, you know what? Making money is simple, and I've almost certainly failed at one of the fundamentals or the basics or the core principles. I need to go back to the basics. I need to really practice my fundamentals. I need way more practice. I need to get the hang of this. This is what someone who failed cooking would do. If they burned it, they'd be like, well, I need to pay attention or watch my heat levels or some basic. I need to go back to the basics. I don't think there's any complicated nuance here. I just fucked up. This is option one. Option two is, oh, well, it was a new pan today and the smoke alarm went off today. And that's crazy. I've never had that happen before. And I think that's really the main issue here. You know, the reason I failed is because of this tool and that nuance and this condition and that environment. It couldn't possibly be that I just screwed up the basics and didn't practice enough. I think the real issue is some complexity or some nuance over here. And that's your option too, right? When you fail, you have two options. Blame your personal failings at the basics and the fundamentals and blame your lack of practice and your lack of discipline and your lack of focus. Or you blame some environmental condition, some nuance, some complexity, some tiny detail. And I can't tell you which one's right. Sometimes it is a nuance that's causing a problem. But for most people, it's not. It's almost never. It's almost never the nuance that's the issue. Unless you're talented and already a pro and you've got the basics down, you don't need to worry about nuances. If someone who's never cooked before comes to me and starts complaining about the nuances of cooking, I already know. You're lying. You're wrong. You're completely off base. The chances of it being a nuance are nil. You're new to cooking, and the real truth is you haven't mastered the basics. Same goes for someone who's just learning wealth. If they come to me, oh, yoo-hoo, I had a problem with this nuance and I have this excuse and this environment and this condition and this is holding me back. I know you're lying. I know you're wrong. I know you're making stuff up. I know you're excusing yourself from reality. I know that the truth is you haven't practiced enough and you haven't mastered the basics of wealth generation. That's all there is to it.
Well, if I'm cooking and I burn something or I undercook it, my immediate reaction is I can't wait to make this again. I don't get upset and toss it aside if I burn it or if I am swimming and I mess up my breathing or my form is crap. I just keep doing it.
Right. But what was your attitude and response at burning a business?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, I don't have that same response. Like, I burnt my business and instead of taking responsibility and talking to my partner openly and honestly about what I was feeling about other things that weren't even to do with the business.
Yeah, but he would have told you, you failed at the basics. You need practice. Get back to it.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I mean, I realize this, that somewhere along the way that I didn't do the fundamental that I was supposed to do. I dropped the ball. And I should have been honest at the time or when I felt like things were not maybe going so great for it. So it was my bad.
Yeah, all good. I'm just saying you can handle a failure one of two ways. You can handle it like you did with cooking or swimming with a great attitude, get right back on that horse and go practice the fundamentals. Or you can handle it with it's nuanced, it's complex, there's always more to learn. Oh my goodness, the environment is holding me back. Like, these are your options on failure. And if it's someone who's new to cooking or new to swimming or new to wealth generation, I guarantee you it's not the nuances that are the problem.